what you've done in the last couple of days, many of you, is really important as well. You might have seen a few signs of a bit of a breakout from an unnamed political party in the last 48 hours. I think you guys may have had something to do with reining that in a bit. I noticed in the budget reply last night, despite all the forebodings and forewarnings of the 2 previous days, that there'd be a major assault on international development assistance, as was threatened by some in the opposition parties in the course of Tuesday night and Wednesday and Thursday, that when the crunch came in the budget reply, I think the fact that some thousands of you have been on the telephones to various people around the country may have had an effect. And suddenly it disappeared from the text to deliver the opposition's budget reply last night. So well done, what you have done in keeping the torch to the feet of politicians in the national political process. But that goes back some years, as Jack said, when the whole, let's call it Micah Challenge movement more broadly, Make Poverty History movement more broadly, the target of 0.5, and then the target beyond that at 0.7, has been taken from the sides of the political agenda and made centre stage. I've got to say, when I, as Leader of the Opposition way back when, several political careers ago now, it's called career regression, by the way, announced that we would move to 0.5 by 2015, I had no confidence at all that we would end up achieving a bipartisan consensus on that. None whatsoever. Nor did I have any sense that we were going to actually begin to bring the Australian community with us. And I think the huge transformation which has occurred over the last 4 or 5 years has been that. Because you've now got even the shock jocks, and certainly some of the most right-wing politicians in the country wavering on this question, because right across the nation, mums, dads, families, kids, old people, young people, people in work, people out of work, are saying this actually is a good thing to do. It's part of being a good international citizen. It's part of making a difference to people's lives. It's about saving lives. It's about dealing with hunger. It's about lifting people out of poverty and enabling them to carve their own futures out. And that is not only intrinsic to decent human values, it's also therefore intrinsic to fundamental Australian values. So what you folk have done collectively is taken that from out here somewhere and stitched it deeply into the soul of Australians. I think it was always there. Australians need to become conscious of that fact, that this false delineation of charity at home and charity abroad was simply, an ancient paradigm, and in many respects reflecting a false set of alternatives. So my first message to you this morning is thank you, because you have been part and parcel of the writing of that deep and the etching of that deep into the Australian soul and consciousness over the last 4 to 5 years. And you've got to keep it up. You've got to keep all of us honest on this, each and every one of us. Because the pressures which come to bear, and you've seen some of them, the pressures which come to bear are always pushing in the other direction in the political process, as this historically has been seen as the easy push, the soft part of budgetary priorities, which could always yield if there were pressures elsewhere. And that's not going to stop, whether it's under our government or whether it's under alternative governments in the future. So the work you've done so far, huge tick. The work you'll do in the future, even more important.